Madrid in the red and white stripes. Looking to Griezmann, who's in fantastic form, 6 goals in his last 5 games.
It's easy to forget that Real Madrid started that first leg really well, didn't they? You mentioned Oblak saves, Martin, and they really did play some nice stuff early on what was not as slick a pitch as this one will be.
And it's interesting to see Pepe at the back, and as we thought, Sergio Ramos in midfield. Alan, it's 18 months, I think, since he last played there for Carlo Ancelotti.
Yeah, I think it's his aggression, his combativeness, and when Carvajal goes forward as he is now, he'll just slot across and fill in on that side.
Here's Toni Kroos. I think before we heard all about the injuries that Real have to deal with tonight, probably the overriding thought from the visiting neutrals was it's about time for Real Madrid to win one this season. Home advantage, the prize, of course, of continuing the pursuit of retaining the Champions League, which has never been done since the switch from European Cup to the current branding, if you like. Kroos from a long way out, and the fairway wide.
Well, the long shot is usually on against Atletico when they withdraw and do concede a little bit of space, but that was asking a lot from a player who doesn't score too many goals. Played plenty of football in his debut season and played it well.
We saw Carlo Ancelotti, a real contrast in characters in the 2 dugouts. Ancelotti calm, at least on the outside. Diego Simeone, a bundle of restless energy. He got himself into trouble again at the weekend when Atletico won away to Deportivo La Coruña. He was sent to the stands. What you see is what you get with him. Ramos wins the challenge. Pepe. Here's James Rodriguez. Anything with Javier Hernandez, who's only making his 7th start. And then come here at the beginning of the season on loan from Manchester United, only his 2nd of this calendar year.
Yeah.
And he's not really been hiding his disappointment.
No, well, and he doesn't link the play. He's not that kind of player in the way that Benzema is. That's not a strength of his. He'll be trying to get in behind, but of course Atletico won't leave much space for the Mexican. It's going to have this kind of pattern, isn't it? Allowing Real Madrid possession. They just slot into their shape, Atletico.
Well, Real Madrid scored 9 goals in the 3 previous Champions League games before the goalless draw at the Vicente Calderón. But Atletico managed just 1. Got through the round of 16 via a penalty shootout. Here's Fabio Contrao getting a chance of some first-team football after a pretty patchy season from his point of view because of the suspension for Marcelo. Dani Carvajal. Pressure put on young Saul. It's a big ask for him. And the referee, he will have some tight judgment calls, you feel. Could be who is that's the more successful side in influencing him. He wasn't influenced then. It's a throw to Atletico, not a free kick to Javier Hernandez and Real Madrid.
I think that's fair enough, but when you're reffing any game involving Atletico, you know you're going to have to keep your eyes peeled. You cannot take your eyes off this for a second, because the individual battles, the niggly fouls, they never stop.
Touched off by Ada Turan to Saul. Mandzukic has gone on through the middle, but the ball's not coming his way. And there's an incident here which has left Sergio Ramos. This is a little bit of what I was hinting about a few moments ago.
Yeah. I don't know how intentional that was, but he certainly did catch him.
Probably not enough to have him writhing in agony, though.
He's going to be important, though, in the middle of the park there, starting on the right, contesting those loose balls.
Just 6 miles apart, the two clubs in this Spanish capital. In European football terms, Real are on a different planet, though. 10 times the winners of a trophy which has never been in Atletico's hands. Just the 2 finals last year and 40 years prior to that, when they were very, very close on both occasions. Kroos. Here's Varane. He's been playing very well recently despite a knee problem. Miranda with the header away. The foul count might be interesting come the end of the evening.
Well, it's in Atletico's favour if the game becomes disrupted, if Real can't find their rhythm. That's what they do best, the visitors. Could be a night for patience for the home team here, trusting in the talent.
Miranda with the free kick. Sergio Ramos going for it with Dani Carvajal. Hernandez gets it down, takes it a little bit into trouble. That's been broadcast live to Javier Hernandez's home country, Mexico, in the middle of the day with the time difference. A lot of interest there, as they haven't seen too much of him playing for this famous club. Kroos, Varane. Contral. Certainly in the first leg, Real Madrid started better than the opposition. It was only in the second half when really they started to believe in themselves, Atletico. It takes more than a season of good results to change prevailing psychology between certainly the sets of supporters.
So difficult to find that extra pass 30 yards from goal. That's where they will miss Luka Modric and where Isco's got to play his part.
Carvajal, nicely crafted pass infield towards James Rodriguez. You remember Thiago, many of you, from his time at Chelsea, the first time around for Jose Mourinho. Forward by Jesus Griezmann, pursuing.
Well, he can get the team up, Griezmann, with his pace on the counter. He's the outlet.
Kroos. Now Isco. Out by Saul in the first place. And a rather careless one from Mandzukic, who was in the wars in the first game. He was also a bit lucky to stay on the pitch. He lost the plot for a while. Spilt blood in the cause. Almost saw the same colour on a card. Nice touch by James Rodriguez. Not really dealt with efficiently by Sergio Ramos in his new role tonight. He does better this time. Carvajal driving on. Ronaldo trying to put an impact on the game from distance.
Yeah, Arda Turan coming right across the pitch from that position on the right, tracking his man.
That's a good point you made, Alan, about Sergio Ramos just covering when Dani Carvajal goes forward, because he is a definite weapon in these circumstances. I guess both fullbacks are for Carlo Ancelotti.
No, it's been a slowish start from the home team. And with the absentees, I think that's going to hamper them against this really resilient Atletico team.
There is Sergio Ramos, who broke Atletico hearts with that equaliser in Lisbon last May. Pepe. That's a little nibble at Cristiano Ronaldo by Arda Turan.
Well, they'll be happy to give away free kicks this far from goal. And he's following him inside every time, Arda Turan.
50 goals for a 5th consecutive season.
Unheard of figures, really.
In by Carvajal. And, it's good movement from Javier Hernandez to get across his man. Simeone not too pleased at the sight of that. Chance James Rodriguez to play Hernandez in here. He's quick to apologise. It wasn't just the wrong option, it was a poor attempt at the wrong option.
Well, it always looks worse. I mean, if he'd have struck this hard and low, he might have given Oblak something to think about here.
Maybe there weren't too many other alternatives for him to cut it back.
No, there were a couple emerging on the edge of the box, but I don't think either was an easy pick out.
Godin, who's captaining the team tonight with Gabi having been left out. Here's Koke with Gabi out. He's moved to a more central midfield role for Simeone. Real Madrid looking for a semi-final place in the Champions League for a 5th season in a row. For Atletico, it would be for a 5th time ever. Pounced on by Ronaldo, met by Miranda, taken down by Varane. Can only go to extra time if it's 0-0 again here after 90 minutes. There has never been in the Champions League time a game that's had no goals from both legs, including the extra time that comes obviously from the second game. And we might get one here. Any score would mean the game will be decided in 90 minutes. Cristiano Ronaldo in a central position, but not finding the target.
Yeah, a little mistake there from Atletico. Just dragging his shot.
In these 7 meetings this season with Atletico, he's only scored a couple of times, so he's way down on his normal average against the opposition that he faces tonight, his normal ratio.
Well, they failed to score in only one of the last 86 here on Madrid, and that was against the team they're playing tonight.
Where Atletico are very effective is at set pieces, but they need to get them a bit further up the pitch than this one.
Yeah, they've got a few routines up the sleeve, haven't they? Scored at the weekend from a set piece. Griezmann eventually with a great overhead kick.
35 of 89 goals in all competitions this season have come from restarts. Koke. Thiago. Wasn't involved in the first game, previously been sent off against Bayer Leverkusen. The first leg of the round of 16. And Arda Turan nearly bit then.
Well, Pepe just saw the opportunity to maybe leave a little bit on his opponent there. Arda Turan having a little stare.
One thing about having Jesus Gamis in the side, he has got a very long throw, and this is a set piece of some threat to Real Madrid.
Yeah, they would have talked about this Real Madrid beforehand, dealing with it.
And it's only partially away by Casillas. Koke couldn't hit the target on the follow-up.
Yeah, worrying moments. These kind of set pieces. Casillas could have actually come and caught it. I don't think Ramos heard the shout.
Atletico pressing a bit higher this time. Well, that's been a message from Simeone with all that semaphore. Sergio Ramos. On from Varane. Isco. Varane. Everyone behind the ball for Atletico. Pepe. James Rodriguez. Switch of play. They shuttle across in the red and white stripes. Miranda to work to make that header. And Saul. Pepe. One Fran to go for. It's Real's throw. Real in a hurry to take it.
Difficult to be a little more direct without Benzema in the team.
The interception by Thiago, but he couldn't trigger a counter-attack. Crowd capped for these kind of nights at around 78,000. In this football stadium with so much history. Carlo Ancelotti, in effect, lost his job at Chelsea when he went out of the Champions League at this stage to Manchester United. Another local affair, if you like, certainly within the same country. And Javier Hernandez was an opponent then. James Rodriguez gets maybe a fortunate break. Got Ronaldo to his right. Hernandez waiting in the middle. Isco getting in as well. Back to Carvajal. Bit of room for Sergio Ramos. Contrao puts it in first time. The whistle's gone in Atletico's favour. Sergio Ramos trying to find the back of the net in the Champions League against Atletico Madrid again.
Yeah, well, he'll be trying to do that from that midfield position when the ball goes wide. Get next to Hernandez, give him a bit of aerial power. And they do get men behind the ball, Atletico, so quickly. You saw that there.
Godin. Thiago. Juan Fran, who actually started his career with Real Madrid, had a sprinkling of first-team appearances. He and Dani Carvajal, the other right-back, are jostling for that berth in the Spanish national team at the moment.
Did come off the hand, that of Juan Fran. See why Contrao was annoyed.
Saldo Turan, who is, if you like, leading in the aggression stakes for Atletico at the moment.
Yeah, it wasn't so much an elbow as an arm off, but Turan, I think, knew where his opponent was there.
And towards Godin, who did get a touch. A little bit of a hopeful shout for a handball. And Contrao did his job well. That was the...
yeah, it was hopeful as well.
Throw in. Also, Ronaldo with a job to come back and help them deal with it. Koke. Well, it was an interesting ball if it had got beyond Dani Carvajal from the French international Griezmann.
Nice little spell. They do well done. They to keep the ball. They pen you in, keep the ball alive in that final third.
Could it be the set-piece factor for Atletico Madrid?
How many bodies around Casillas here?
Any kind of flick could take it in. Arda Turan going for it. The jumps were a bit untidy, out by Isco. It's overhit. Iker Casillas continues to hold down his place here. There's an issue, of course, when Jose Mourinho was the manager. Another aerial challenge where the officials have to rule about the arm used for elevation, used for anything else. In fact, it's the shoulder of Ronaldo.
Yeah, he just does a little half turn to lean into Gomez there, who's not shy in coming forward himself. He'll stand up for himself.
Oh, I think Carlo Ancelotti knows that if it is an all-out battle here, his team might come off second best. But what they haven't been able to do in all these meetings this season is really impose the individual talent that they have. He says it's the best squad in the world. Well, not the best set of results in the world against their rivals here in Madrid, in Simeone's style.
Because they play the same 11 quite often week after week, Real Madrid, then you have one or two changes, one or two injuries, and it can disturb your flow, your rhythm.
Yes, that's a bit of an issue here at the moment, playing the same team time and time again. The suggestion is that there's presidential pressure on Ancelotti to do that. The national coach of Croatia has been complaining about Modric playing too often. And he's got an injury due to overload in his club career. Thiago. Koke. Godin. I thought he was fouled as he played it forward. The referee shaking his head. I'm not sure he saw the last bit of contact. Put forward by Godin again, met by Dani Carvajal. Given away by Ronaldo. Arda Turan.
Feeling the way into the game now, Atletico. I'll be pleased with how this first half's panned out, so far at least.
Jesus Gamas. Flag stays down. Koke. Only a couple to try and pick out with a cutback, but the build-up play carried a hint of danger that time.
Lovely little run from Koke, and Carvajal was alert to it.
The big throw. It's being shaped up for again. They're just waiting for Godin to get in there. And Mandzukic waiting, hands on hips. They use Godin as a bit of a decoy. Miranda. Griezmann might be offside here. Flag stays down. Running into trouble. Cleared by Pepe. Well, it's tense. It's leading to some tackles, some challenges that need extra scrutiny. But it's so gripping because of the context that the match is in, not just because it's a derby.
Haven't yet got Mandzukic into the game.
It's a local match with global interest. The team here known simply as Madrid against Atletico. Isco. Kroos. Moran's ball stayed in the air a while, and there was pressure on Isco.
We talk about Benzema and Bale and Modric, but they're going to miss Marcelo, aren't they, with his attacking flair down that left-hand side.
He did score in the Champions League final, of course, but you tend to forget he came on for Coentrão, who started the game. Griezmann doing his defensive job, but nowhere to plant the header except into the terrain of Pepe. Ronaldo blocked off, free kick.
Games putting the right leg across. He's going nowhere there. Ronaldo certainly shooting distance, whether it...
Well, it'll be James Rodriguez if it's the left footer. But Cristiano Ronaldo has the right of seniority from pretty much any angle that he wants, and there aren't many angles that he doesn't want. You don't get 50 goals by passing up opportunities, but very few of them have come directly from free kicks this season. The Colombian star of the World Cup in Brazil earned himself a move to matches like this, James Rodriguez. The ball isn't quite where the spray was, so the drama is on hold for an extra second or two. But is this the breakthrough moment for Real Madrid? James Rodriguez teased us a little bit in the end.
Didn't quite get his boot wrapped around it in the way that he would have liked to find that top line. Ronaldo will be saying, I'll have the next one, thank you very much.
Mandzukic flicking it on, but only after he'd fouled Sergio Ramos.
Yeah, Ramos just dropping in to contest that ball into Mandzukic.
Mandzukic, of course, has a winning goal in the Champions League to his name for Bayern against Dortmund. Bayern who got through to the semi-finals in swashbuckling style last night. That's pretty much as it was in the first leg, and as it has been in most of the games recently between Real and Atletico. A lot of talk here as to who the Bayern coach Pep Guardiola is going to be facing in the semi-finals. It could be Barcelona, and of course be Real Madrid if they can overcome this hurdle, but at the moment they're in trouble. And Casillas has to make the first really decent save, and it came from Jesus Gamas.
Yeah, just a loose touch, and no surprise that he gets closed down quickly.
I wonder how long before the referee's going to start taking sterner action. He's got to be totally convinced that it's a genuine assault and not play acting.
Yeah, we've had 3 or 4 kind of arms onto the face, into the body.
Not a bad effort from the left back, finding himself in a right-sided position with his right foot.
Yeah, he's a left back, a right-footed left back, so can sometimes be a bit awkward.
Sergio Ramos. It's the left-footed left-back Fabio Coentrão. Varane. Pepe. A bit careless from Ronaldo. Saul, who lost it, is annoyed with himself for doing so. Home side back on the ball again. Sergio Ramos. Kroos. Played off by Javier Hernandez, who made a run in behind straight away for a return pass. Isco. Kroos. Well, a clean header. And Hernandez would have been wheeling away, celebrating a goal. It's a corner, though.
It was a rare occasion, actually, that James Rodriguez just got in between the lines behind that midfield to deliver a good ball.
Retrieving being done by Pepe here. Well, that surely is going to get a card. Well, the foul alone deserved one, let alone the totting up that might have been going on in the referee's mind. You're not going past. If the ball's going past, you're not following it. Toni Kroos. I think we know what's coming this time.
Well, yes, we've seen him take him on from even further away than this. I mean, he's asking an awful lot, but far away, that was it. Good movement in the box from Hernandez. He's always sharp in those circumstances.
So we're just past the half-hour mark of the second leg of this quarter-final. Cristiano Ronaldo and Oblak, who'd made several saves in the first leg at this point, has to keep that one out. And there's another corner for Real Madrid.
Clever effort, didn't try and put too much on it. Ronaldo almost intentionally made the ball bounce in front of the keeper.
Back by Kroos. Ooh, and probably didn't need the intervention of Mandzukic.
Yeah, I don't think he was sure what was around him, and if in doubt.
Short corner this time. Most of that 82.5 minutes has belonged territorially to Real Madrid. But the quarter-final is still awaiting its first goal. Pepe. Varane. Ronaldo. A little bit of space for his team. Now Isco to cross. Dangerously. Griezmann might have gone for that. I think he felt that the angle on the ball was always going to defeat the attempt of Dani Carvajal to cut it back, and he was right, but it was a little bit risky.
Yeah, it's a typical Ronaldo effort, that. Oblak doing well to push it away into safety. But it is going to be a night for patience, you suspect, here. Maybe too many chances going begging.
Well, Mandzukic, for the most part, has been confined to that, just to flick on clearances. Real start again. Trau working all the way.
Well, I think he's getting picked on. Another arm off he's complaining about.
He had his shirt being pulled by Miranda, but I don't think there was anything too much more than that. But again, it's something the referee could have dealt with, but he's probably calling it even. Real have scored in their last 22 home games in the Champions League since Barcelona stopped them 4 years ago. And the odds are against Atletico keeping a clean sheet here.
Well, they'll be pretty pleased, I think. It's gone as we expected it to go. Trying to get his own back there.
Griezmann. Back by Thiago. Rodin, the Uruguayan who helped defy England, of course, in Brazil. Not that far short of a year ago now. He was a bit lucky to stay on the pitch in that game, if memory serves me right. Miranda. Moran wins it in the air. Collected by Juanfran. Griezmann. Here's Escamas. Koke. A chance for Atletico to open Real up here. Mandzukic for a header of a more meaningful variety.
Yeah, Juanfran sneaked behind Isco there, who wasn't quite sure where his man was.
And, Ronaldo not getting any sympathy from the German referee. Thiago. On the tentative side from Saul, certainly not from Ronaldo with the back heel. Hernandez. And Miranda will claim that he just ran into him.
Well, quite often the defender does get penalised there, and sometimes you have to have sympathy because he isn't obliged to get out of the way. It's whether he steps across or not. I think he did. That one wasn't a foul.
The one given in favour of Javier Hernandez could be a crucial one. All Black going for it and getting it. It wasn't an easy one, certainly not a routine take.
Excellent. Real composure from the young goalkeeper.
All sorts going on around him.
He's doing a great job, Sergio Ramos, from those long kicks, standing in front of Mandzukic.
Certainly the ball was played. Here is Mandzukic trying to ease it on for Griezmann. It's given against James Rodriguez.
Just trying to roll his man.
In a position that Gareth Bale would have perhaps been occupying. Had he not got hurt just a couple of minutes into the game on Saturday here against Malaga.
The more whistles from the ref, the better as far as Atletico are concerned. They'll be content with a stop-start game.
It's the assistant who helped him then. Hernandez was guilty of the push. Ancelotti having a word with the fourth official. Diego Simeone, as always, having words with his players. Saul is there. Mandzukic is there. Koke takes. Casillas making sure he dropped down safely enough. A lot of predictions, Alan, from the media pack here, which is huge, incidentally, that this would go all the way in terms of extra time and maybe penalties.
It's got that look about it at the moment, but still early days.
Always an experience against an old campaigner like Sergio Ramos might be exploited. He was wise enough to go back in apologetic vein, certainly in the eyes of the referee. They do it again.
Yeah, just taking exception to that challenge from Seoul. I don't think there's much in it, really.
Here's Varane. Pepe. Dani Carvajal. Blocked off by Griezmann. Not shy of doing his stint defensively. That's been pointed out to him by Simeone. Has left him out. One notable occasion this season, saying he wasn't his usual self. What he meant was he wasn't working hard enough.
That was nearly an excellent ball from Pepe.
Hernandez. Sergio Ramos has got into the box. James is in there as well. Miranda stands his corner. This time late in the half when concentration might just waver. Real's version of a longish throw. Mandzukic was helping out. Griezmann is the furthest forward and he's had to cover a lot of ground to get there. Pepe. James Rodriguez. Just got there, the pass. Nearly tempted Ardo Turan in. I think if he hadn't been booked already, he might have gone for that. Nice work by Javier Hernandez. First time from Ronaldo. Put the pressure on Juan Fran beyond the far post to play safe at the expense of a corner.
He's put it in the area, hasn't he? And he's asking why there's nobody filling that gap.
Up comes Pepe, up comes Varane, and Sergio Ramos. He got a little nick on it. Kroos. Wasn't the worst ball out wide from Sergio Ramos, taking his midfield job tonight into playmaking territory. Kroos. Ramos again. Arda Turan preventing the corner. A clever turn by Thiago. And ball was stolen, and Cristiano Ronaldo. That's the kind of mistake that you get late in a half. And Ronaldo really with the best chance of the half to give Real Madrid the advantage.
That was Mandzukic opening up his body, allowing the ball to be nicked off him.
Well, I know Atletico are good in the air, but Real have got plenty of ammunition themselves.
That's another good stop from Oblak. Gets down quickly to his left. Having said that, you'd maybe expect Ronaldo to be burying that one.
It'll be interesting to see whether Oblak's heroics at this time of the season gets him into the Slovenian side to play England, which is an international that will be played right at the end of this season in Ljubljana, June the 14th. Champions League final will have come and gone by then. Whether Oblak will be in it, we're going to find out a bit about that tonight. He's certainly working hard for his own cause and that of Atletico Madrid. It's a fine goalkeeper. But he's got a bit of problem here. He's going to get, I assume, a free kick. Look at Hernandez, but look at Godin just jumping into Hernandez in the first place.
Yeah, Hernandez certainly done nothing wrong at all.
That was Varane's header. Well, that is half-time, and we still are between Real and Atletico at 0-0. 90 minutes in the Calderon, 45 minutes here in the Bernabeu, and still no breakthrough.
Still no breakthrough indeed, but boy, what a chance that was for Cristiano Ronaldo right on the stroke of half-time. Some may have criticised Gareth Bale. Chances he missed in the first.
Atletico is really waiting for the good opportunity to make the difference.
Okay, back to our commentary team.
Percentages are in Real's favour. 2/3 of the side which have drawn, as they nearly proved the point through Javier Hernandez straight away. 2/3 of the side which have drawn 0-0 away in the first game have gone through from the subsequent home tie. And Atletico can point to their own history. 3 home draws 0-0 in European competition, 3 times through via the away leg. And of course, you'll remember last season's semi-final against Chelsea, 0-0 in the Calderon, 3-1 to Atletico at Stamford Bridge.
As they were going off at half-time, Sergio Ramos was urging the crowd to play their part, to turn up the volume. So we might be in for a long night here.
Atletico are unbeaten in their last 9 matches. Real have only lost 9 games all season, but 4 of them to tonight's opponents. Juan Fran with the throw. Aldo Turan losing out. Isco. Hernandez. Making good ground here, but beaten in the end in the chase by Miranda. The local sports paper here was saying that, writing that this is the biggest game of Javier Hernandez's career. Certainly the biggest game of his Real Madrid career, which is seemingly coming to an end after this season, but it might end, of course, in Berlin, where the Champions League final takes place. Sergio Ramos. Fabio Contral, remember, in for the suspended Marcelo. Varane. What have you made, Alan, of this experiment, if you can call it that, of Sergio Ramos playing in midfield? I think forced upon Ancelotti, he would probably say.
Well, I think it's worked okay. I mean, defensively, he's done a job just dropping in front of Mandzukic, make it difficult for the centre forward. He's got himself in the box up the other end.
Isco. Onside and just wide. It really was a well-created chance for Javier Hernandez. His movement in those circumstances is excellent. His finishing is normally a little bit, I know it was only just wide, but in matches like this...
Well, they missed that kind of passing, haven't they? The kind that MADRİD can provide you. James Rodriguez in the middle is asking for the ball, but he's well entitled to swing his boot at that. Lovely pass by Isco. Another chance goes begging, but the volume is being turned up now.
Thiago. Griezmann. Jesus Games. Koke. Now Griezmann. Mandzukic going towards it. Griezmann might get it back here. A challenge there that certainly had the 3,000, the minority in the stadium, questioning the referee as to that might have been a penalty decision in their favour. James Rodriguez. Wide by Kroos. Isco. Three times as many passes from Real. You might argue 3 times as many tackles from Atletico.
Well, the ref letting some of these challenges go. Sergio Ramos on Arda Turan. He didn't appeal for pen 2 vociferously, Arda Turan.
Here's Ronaldo. Down a cul-de-sac though.
No.
Pepe. Rodriguez. Isco. Well, he can have a crack if he wants, but in the end, just too long thinking about it. Varane trying to keep the pressure on. Looking for Dani Carvajal on the angle on the depth of the ball leading to a corner.
Just trying to build up a head of steam here, the home team.
Varane had that header that came close in the first half. Pepe going towards the near post. They're piling in.
What's a good ball in that was, beat the first man.
Isco. That'll be another corner. Just looking for the referee to see where it's going to be taken from. Well, that last ball threatened to make the breakthrough from that far side. Time variation, and hasn't come off in the first place. Atletico can push out, and they can't really get out at the moment.
They don't get flustered, though, do they, when they are forced to defend?
They play like this so often, Alan.
Everybody knows their individual jobs.
It's the modus operandi of Simeone. Who gets mentioned, of course, when any big jobs become available, but he's just committed himself to Atletico Madrid for a longer period.
He's clearly happy here. He rules the roost. He's the boss.
Varane. Isco. Try well forward, but there's no way back to Isco. Picked on by Gabi. Cleverly dealt with by Kroos, helped out by Isco. Nice flick from Sergio Ramos. The crowd enjoying this. Feeling that Real Madrid are getting ever closer to the breakthrough here. For Javier Hernandez has got ahead of the ball, but he claims he was pushed ahead of the ball.
They've certainly upped the tempo, Real Madrid. quickened up the passing. Miranda just doing enough, as they so often do in these aerial challenges, and he knew what he was doing there, the defender. Shoving the back to put him off. He was always struggling to get goal side, Miranda, so he did the only thing available to him.
The 3 games here that Atletico have played this season: 1-1 in the Spanish Super Cup, which they won over 2 legs, 2-2 in the Copa del Rey, a couple of goals from Fernando Torres on the bench tonight. They got through in the Copa del Rey as well, and a 2-1 to Atletico in La Liga. There are some very tough competitors out there who do not want to give any ground. Pepe and Sergio Ramos have a long charge sheet down the years.
Important they don't get sucked in, though, Real Madrid, to petty spats. They've just started the second half pretty well. They want to continue in that vein, concentrate on the football.
10 more goalless minutes into the second half of the second leg. That's the rock and the hard place at the moment. Followed by Jesus Gamis. A little bit risky from Sergio Ramos. A deflection helped him in the end. Contrao wanting to go long into the run of Ronaldo. An expansive flick from an expensive player. But, again, can't find a way through. It's not so much as a poor final ball, it's a very good defensive setup that they're trying to penetrate.
For the most part, they've kept Ronaldo out of those danger areas. He had that one chance, didn't he, that he couldn't take.
Yeah, it's the best chance of the game. Late in the first half. Gamis, Miranda, who was in London recently, playing for Brazil at the Emirates against Chile. Thiago. Amid some spite, there's been some nice touches of good sportsmanship as well, which shouldn't go unnoticed. One by Cristiano Ronaldo, apologising for the foul. Gabi, Griezmann, Thiago, in steps Pepe. Koke telling Gamis that he should be further up the field. Fight for picking up the ball for the throw-in. It wasn't Gamis's to get, really. It was clearly a Real ball. He's not made much of that coming together. He's back in position, and Real Madrid are back on the ball again, as they have been for most of the evening. Isco. Ronaldo. It wasn't the worst cross by any means. He thought twice about it, put it in the second time of thinking.
Yeah, it's a good ball, and Thiago couldn't take any chances there. A couple of men behind him wearing white.
Now they're trying to get to the near post. They're trying to put some blocks on here, Real, so that the likes of Varane could come in and make contact.
He's strong in these kind of situations, always under pressure, but He does get a clean header on it. Takes the weight off by heading it down into the ground.
Thiago caught in possession by Kroos. Hernandez. James always looking infield with his left foot from that right-hand side, but there was room that he'd vacated that Carvajal was trying to exploit. Arda Turan. Gabi. A little bit of a respite for those at the back for Atletico. And the midfield men get on the ball. Like Thiago here. Griezmann. Well, goalkeeper started to come, and Varane was in the end not going to take any risks with Mandzukic around.
No, he dealt with it well, Van. Really did.
Raul Garcia limbering up. Another of the stalwarts for Simeone.
Now, Casillas really, he could see that his defender was in charge. Still came out though.
And again, you feel if Atletico are going to get the goal, of course, an away goal and a 1-1 draw would take them through. But exploitation of a set piece here would put them ahead on. It's another corner on the far side. They might try and get Raul Garcia on for this. He's really good in the air.
Appealing for a bit of shirt pulling. Godin.
Can they crowd Casillas? Put back behind by Kroos, but on the say-so of the assistant behind the goal, I think.
Well, that's what they're keeping an eye on, these kind of scuffles. That's what they should be anyway, the extra officials. There's plenty to keep your eye on.
It's amazing, defenders who dish it out in their own penalty area, go up to the other end to try and get a goal and then complain it's being done to them. Ronaldo, a bit of hesitation by Juanfran. He could let Real Madrid in here. Back to Ronaldo again. Sergio Ramos, great position he took up. Good contact too, but it flew straight at Oblak.
He's having a good game, Ramos. Just backpedaling slightly, difficult to really trouble Oblak from that distance.
Scored over 50 goals for Real Madrid. Gabi. Griezmann. Gabi again. Arda Turan trying to sneak in and maybe at least get a corner out of this. He's again without over-labouring the point, a significant setup for Atletico. Pick the bones out of that. Now Garcia still waits. Oh. What a great strike that was by Gabi. Went far enough for us to start thinking where it might have ended up. Kroos. Sergio Ramos pressed by Griezmann. Runs for James Rodriguez and then Dani Carvajal. Ronaldo staying for the moment more on the left.
Yeah, He's trying to get the ball, I think, and he has done once or twice on this side.
Moran. Pepe. Sergio Ramos. Quite intricate from Real Madrid. We're missing players, of course, capable of embroidering the match a little bit better than some of their understudies. Atletico get the free kick, get out, and we'll make their change now.
Really good defending on that side. Jesus Gamas preventing the overlap.
Well, it's Griezmann who's coming off. A 23-goal outstanding player. 38% of their goals in the year 2015 he's got. But he's being taken off, sacrificed, you might say. I'm going to bite his tongue, I think.
Yeah.
It's not a game you want to be replaced in if you're Griezmann. It's a game you want to settle with your skill.
It's not been through a lack of work rate, effort from the Frenchman. He's got up and down, and he gives you that pace on the counter.
Yeah, and he did accept the handshake from Simeone. I think it'd be a dangerous thing not to do that. Certainly been kept out to pretty much of harm's way by Real Madrid. Atletico. Ronaldo, a little disappointed. He indicated that no one was backing up, just going for that second ball. Even if he didn't win it cleanly, it might have dropped and would have dropped into a slot for an ambitious midfield player. Isco. Contrao. Pepe. Passing here, not too much of a problem. But from here on, needs to be crafted with great skill, and it was by Varane then. Ronaldo. Well, it was a clear shooting opportunity, and he might have damaged himself in mishitting it.
Yeah, all could want to strike cleanly that. Just spinning onto it.
Almost a case of trying too hard. Trying to hit it too hard. And, jolted the knee. Kroos. And crisply on Koke. Sergio Ramos. Oh, he's enjoying this freedom further up the pitch. And the crowd, he often lifts them, of course. Talismanic figure. One of the strong voices in the dressing room, you can be sure of that. Simeone gripping his teeth. His team have got to do that. In from Pepe. Three-quarters of the way through the 90 minutes. It is still Real 0, Atletico 0.
Seems to have run that off now.
And Raul Garcia brings plenty of Simeone's own qualities to the game. He is a scrapper. He's a big man. Plays, probably made his name as an attacking midfield player, but often gets pushed right up front. Superb in the air. Here's Thiago. Juan Fran. Gabi did well. It wasn't an easy one for Pepe to clear. He's made good contact, really.
Contrao just committed himself out on that left side.
Remember, Carlo Ancelotti's team concede, they would need to score 2 to go through. Hernandez. Here's Arda Turan. Juan Fran. Arda Turan again. Oh, it was a lovely run from Koke. Beautifully found. Just hoping he could steer it wide of the goalkeeper rather than straight at him.
They pick the moments when to attack. Atletico almost sit there.
A rare effort on target.
Not an easy header for Koke.
Sergio Ramos. Ronaldo running into trouble. And Coco likewise. He's given it away. Oh, it's tipping, as it so often can when Ronaldo makes that extravagant type of contact, but he's still feeling something.
Yeah, maybe a little grimace.
Well, Garcia can't keep it. Contrao playing it in early and cleverly to Ronaldo. Another example of when the attacker thinks there's an opening. Immediately that space is shut down.
Well, I think Hernandez was the only ball for him, really. As I said, it wasn't an easy header at all.
Mandzukic saying, why didn't you backhead it on for me? But eyes in the back of the head came to mind. Raul Garcia. Mandzukic. James Rodriguez. The ultimate clash of fine margins. We're deep into the 8th meeting between these two this season, and Real Madrid still looking for a moment to give them a first victory, but a very prized victory in these circumstances.
Of course, looking at his bench, Carlo Ancelotti hasn't got a great deal of options in terms of strikers with the spate of injuries he's had.
Dani Carvajal. Sergio Ramos working with Isco. James Rodriguez, who scored coming in, played a couple of 1-2s and scored spectacularly at the weekend, using his left foot from the right. Koke. Varane in front of Mandzukic. And there again. And go left here. And Pepe has to get some help from Varane. And another combustible moment. Now Garcia was at the heart of it. He's trying to get away from it. The referee might want to have a conversation.
Yeah, it was a wild swipe that caught Varane. He's had another excellent game, the centre-half. Strong in the air, good distribution, very composed.
And the card is shown. If it's shown to Raul Garcia, he will miss the first leg of the semi-final, if, of course, they get there.
No, he was nowhere near the ball.
No.
Oh, he's booked Pepe as well. For shoving off Raul Garcia, I think that was for.
Incidentally, it's a third yellow card that gets you into trouble. It's not the case for Pepe, and if you are not to serve a suspension in the next game like Raul Garcia is, the others are all wiped out. So Pepe shouldn't be inconvenienced by that, unless of course he gets another yellow in this game. It's an attempt by UEFA to make sure that we don't have a final with a lot of players suspended. Here is Pepe. Well, there was a spell 15 minutes or so ago, Alan, where it looked like Real Madrid were really reaching the sort of level that they obviously need to beat this obdurate opponent. It's dropped off a bit since then, hasn't it?
It has. They've tried to maintain that intensity, but it's not easy because Atletico, just like a sponge, they take it all and then they'll attack. They've been attacking in a measured way. They don't throw men forward, too many men.
Wonderful ball to Mandzukic by Raul Garcia. And always a danger when a defender and goalkeeper get close to each other, as Pepe and Casillas did then.
You see the central midfielders.
Ramos and Arda Turan, who has been booked, remember. And he gets a second booking. And there's a change in the dynamics here. Atletico down to 10 men.
That's a classic case of the bouncing ball. He puts his foot up and does Sergio Ramos catch his studs. And Ramos is always going to make sure the referee knows about that challenge.
He's already thinking how he's going to deal with the depletion.
It's a silly challenge to make because you're the one leading with your studs when you're on a yellow card.
He thought he was going to be given the benefit of the doubt, and you can see the shock that followed. They do play close to the edge, Atletico Madrid, but they haven't had many players sent off in their Champions League time. Thiago went in the last round, and now at a significant time, because Real Madrid have this extra man. Even if they need extra time, it will probably count more in extra time, which we're 14 minutes away from.
The slowest walk off the pitch in history, this one. But if they were attacking cautiously before, it's going to be even more so now.
Well, it's more a pat of consolation than sympathy for a bad decision. I think Simeone would have seen that coming. The kind of player himself who had some problems like that. Remember, he was the nemesis of David Beckham in St Etienne all those years ago, playing for Argentina against England. Well, of course, it's never straightforward, 11 against 10, but given what's been going on between these two clubs throughout the season at regular intervals, Real Madrid must feel that this is their chance for a win on their CV, and Ronaldo not far away from getting his head to provide that.
Well, you wouldn't expect it to be any easier to break down this Atletico team. If anything, they've become even more stubborn.
It's a fair way out to start thinking about playing for penalties, but
I think he's doing it.
That's what. Yeah.
Raul Garcia just dropping in on the right here.
Mandzukic is having a conversation as the game goes on with the assistant down beneath us. That leaves them one extra man light. He's recognised his responsibilities now. You can feel the extra optimism around the Bernabeu. High foot again, but in the penalty area. So easy to give. Here's Sergio Ramos on the burst, on the spin. And counter-attacking is going to be a pretty lonely job for any Atletico player. James Rodriguez. Hernandez! It's still 0-0.
Well, another chance goes begging. Not an easy one, but he does well to stay strong.
Here's Isco, making the angle better, and then the technique not so good.
Having done the hard part, I mean, Oblak comes out well to close down the angle and get a touch on it. Again, it's good goalkeeping. He has a little glance at him, Hernandez. Strong play. Just wants to stay on his feet.
Strong play by somebody who earns his living scoring goals. That's what he's all about. I still wouldn't bet against him being the man who comes up with the decider here. That's why he probably doesn't start. He didn't start regularly at Manchester United. He hadn't been starting regularly for Mexico as much as in the past now. They ask more of a striker than just goals. Sergio Ramos. Dani Carvajal. That's James Rodriguez, not really needing to be so ambitious, but any little deflection. Oblak still putting up the barricades in brilliant fashion.
Can do no wrong. Really off his line quickly to close down Hernandez, that previous one.
Mandzukic. Raul Garcia. Collected by Thiago. He's caught ahead of the ball. And what a chance that was to play Javier Hernandez in again. Just forced the issue. Cut the pass. Rodriguez. Cabby. Thiago. Isco stepping in. Contrao. Ronaldo in the middle. Varane steps forward. Go right to the left, back to the right. Sergio Ramos. It's another go at it. And, Oblak needed to be told. There was no Real Madrid player anywhere near him.
No, first thing really he's done wrong over the two legs. But he needed a shout. Juan Fran could see the picture.
I don't know whether there was a deflection on the ball that he thought he was saving a corner. I don't know. Anyway, it is a corner now. Pepe. Well, again, the assistant actually on the line there had a very good view of it. Much better than any of us and much better than the referee.
Well, they should be getting those right. All the Real Madrid players convinced that it should have been another corner. We can't tell from that angle.
There's been a lot of posturing and a lot of competing for the ball, but I have seen worse contests in terms of over-aggression. That was Pepe's shout for the corner, but yeah, obviously the assistant thought it came off a Real boot.
Well, they're all having a little drink now down by the dugout, those Real players. Interesting to see whether Carlo Ancelotti does make a change as we approach the 90 minutes and prepare for extra time.
6 minutes plus stoppage time. There'll be a good chunk of that, I would have thought. And we're going to bring on Jose Maria Jimenez in this quest, I think, for penalties. That's really not going to help us make the decision, but it's already been made by the assistant behind the line, and it's Mandzukic who... Was it? Oh, it's 5. It's Thiago. Who's going to come off. Thiago having a look. His number was up.
Well, he's a centre-half normally, isn't he, Jimenez?
He played against England in Sao Paulo, and Suarez
played well.
He's only 20. It's only his 3rd appearance against Real Madrid, but he has scored a goal against them.
They've gone with the extra central defender. 3 at the back now.
So Raul Garcia is definitely in midfield, just leaving Mandzukic to try and keep Real Madrid occupied. Ronaldo. Ooh, that's an interesting one there. But, inside the area, Isco fell out. I think the challenge was in.
Well, Juan Fran was the man, and I think he might have been worried for a second there, stretching for the ball.
Pepe. Hernandez. It should be Oblak's, and it wasn't. Automatically the goalkeeper's ball. This is the Isco incident. Put the brakes on, Juan Fran.
Yeah, he did, and then Isco goes over his legs, but no pen.
Ronaldo. He's in. He's in. Javier Hernandez. The ball is in eventually. They finally managed it. Atletico's stiff resistance is broken.
We've got to give great credit to that man. 50 goals this season, but when it mattered, he played the sensible pass, the right pass in the circumstances, to give that boy a tap-in.
It is 895 days since he last scored in the Champions League. That was for Manchester United against Braga, and he wasn't going to miss that one.
It's a lovely little 1-2 with James. Always got his head up on the stretch. There you go, put that one in. And he does, and what a time to create and score a goal here in the tightest of games. That might just decide it.
The celebration tells you how hard Real Madrid have worked. That's just a night, let alone over the other 7 against Atletico this season.
Huge relief around this stadium.
But if they were to concede, and Atletico are going to throw everything at it, of course, 1-1 would put them through
Well, just as he's put on 3 centre-halves, Jimenez now going up top. He's trying to challenge for the ball there.
And that's the moment that can change, wipe all the smiles off the Real faces.
Well,
there cannot be extra time, of course.
Aye, we've got a scuffle on the far side.
Hernandez is at the bottom of the scuffle.
He's got cramp, I think.
Atletico will not leave here without a fight, I can tell you that.
Quite literally.
But what a moment for Javier Hernandez, who's been a bit part player at best here. Frustration has been written over his features. He made a goal for Ronaldo at the same end of the stadium in quite similar fashion on Saturday and didn't really celebrate his part in the goal.
It's because he's gone down with cramp and the Atletico players wanting to get up. That's what the fuss was about.
It was Raul Garcia, couldn't keep it down.
Just a burst into the box. And for a change, they do find the spare man. It's not happen often.
Those green eyes look up in celebration. And he's going to be replaced by Jesse, who is an attacker. Ilya is also down there.
Well, Simeone, you know, I mean, that's how it goes with substitutions. He must be kicking himself. He's just put on Jimenez, the young centre-half. And how he would dearly love to put Fernando Torres on now, I'm sure. But he's played all his substitutions.
So, Contrao off. The hero of the hour off. Jesse on, Arbeloa on. Arbeloa's gone to left back, a straight swap for Contrao. Well, they've had to go down to 10 men to capitulate Atletico Madrid. Well, a bit of pain, but a huge amount of gain here in Spain. The next issue is the board for added time. It hasn't gone up yet, has it? Alan? Maybe should have done.
No, it's about to now, I think. Or is it?
We're talking 5, I think.
Atención, por favor. Se ruega a los seguidores del Club Atlético de Madrid que permanezcan en sus asientos al finalizar el partido. La policía...
There's still time for Atletico, but with a yellow card for Arbeloa.
Muchas gracias por su colaboración.
He's okay because it's about 3 minutes away from being wiped out. One of the regulations for this tournament. Isn't it good to have the matches back-to-back with the quarterfinals after that protracted round of 16 that seemed to go on forever? The semi-finals are midweek back-to-back early in May. Ilya Mendy replaces Isco.
Well, they know what's coming. Real Madrid, aerial bombardment now.
Oh, Carvajal caught by a pretty late challenge there. Just got Koke into the book.
And it's a desperate challenge and a desperate time of the match for Atletico.
Well, in the end, the depth of the squad has come through for Carlo Ancelotti. All the talk before the game about the players being left out or not available because of injury, and Javier Hernandez, who benefited from that, is on the verge of being crowned the hero here. Now his evening is ending in pain. That might not just be cramp, that might be hamstring.
No, do you know what? He looked quite upset on the bench there, as if he knew that he was going to miss out.
That might be. I was certainly missing the semi-finals. But of course, if everyone's fit, if Bale's back, Benzema's back, he might only be reduced to the role of a bit-part player, which he has been for most of the season. But he is centre stage here, unless somebody in red and white stripes can steal the thunder from him. Out by Varane. Then Pepe. A real looped ball to try and fight for it, as Atletico will. Oblak's got to act as sweeper for the team with 10.
Oh, he had to shuffle his pack, Carlo Ancelotti, didn't he? But Sergio Ramos in midfield has done a sterling job.
They've done it. The holders are through to the semi-finals, and at the 8th time of asking this season, they have finally got the better of their gritty neighbours after Atletico went down to 10 men after Arda Turan sent off. And the hero can't make it onto the pitch, Javier Hernandez, with the late winning goal made for him by Cristiano Ronaldo. They've recreated the feel-good factor of when and